I am Marie of Historical Belle, and congratulations, if you're watching this, you made it through 2021! Which we all hoped would be better than 2020, and it was and also wasn't. It's been a rough couple of years. Just, you know, it happened. It happened. And I did sewing because I like sewing and it helps with when things are unstable and unpredictable and, you know, something that I enjoy doing. So let us review what I made in 2021. I like doing these reviews because I think it's fun to look back on what I made for me. Also, it's a nice way to kind of like a little like a time capsule almost, like a way to look back on things and to thank y'all for coming on this fun sewing journey with me. I never thought there would be so many of you, and it warms my heart every time I get a sweet comment from one of y'all. And thank you to my regulars out there. I love y'all. I get worried about y'all if I don't see you commenting on one of the videos. I'm like, oh, you know what? They probably got really busy, and I hope that they're, you know, not in a stressful situation, that they're doing okay, and that they're just, you know, out there having fun, living their lives, and are doing well. But thank you to all y'all who watch this and my channel. I really appreciate it. Another reason I like to do videos like this is because sometimes I don't give myself like credit for doing things that I do, and I'm sharing that because I think sometimes we all need to like step back and be like, look, like I did stuff, like celebrate our accomplishments, and not like in a like, oh, I did so good, I'm the best way, but just in a like, look, like you're a human who accomplished something, and we are going to take a second to acknowledge that because that's great. So sometimes I sit down to do this video and I'm like, oh wow, I did all that in a year. I did that. Look at me. Go me. Yay. So let's dive on in, right? So the first thing I made was an 18th century pocket, and I really liked this. It was something that I had been wanting to make for a really long time, and I had an embroidery machine which I got in 2020, and I've had a lot of fun doing a variety of projects with that since then. And the pocket was a nice little project to kind of just like ease myself back into sewing after like the holiday rush, if you will. I always like find myself doing projects almost at like the same times every year just because of the flow of my life and how that goes. So I also like to intersperse like big projects and little projects because otherwise I just, you can't put your foot on the gas and like floor it the entire time because you will run out of gas. So it you know, taking breaks and doing little projects for me is a good way to kind of like have a nice rhythm, have a nice wave to ride with the sewing projects. So I did the 18th century pocket. It's fantastic. I love having this pocket when I wear my 18th century stuff because I can hide my phone in it. It's nice to have a pocket, and I'm just like, you know what? I miss pockets. Like, I wish that more outfits had pockets because that would be lovely. So highly recommend making yourself an 18th century pocket. Maybe wear it with your like everyday clothes because it's nice to have a giant pocket. Just tie it onto your jeans. It'll be great. My next project was a doozy. That was probably one of the most complicated and involved projects that I have ever done, and that is my 1880s engagement dress. Now, I did not wear this like when I actually got engaged. This was kind of like a fantastical historical reenactment of our engagement to announce to my wonderful Historical Belle community that I was indeed engaged. It actually came out a little bit after I got engaged. But it was a really special thing that Steve and I wanted to do. It was our engagement photo, so that was like our engagement photo shoot that we did. And because we met historical reenacting, it was something that was really special to us that we both love and enjoy doing. I get so many comments. It was like, oh, it's so nice that like your significant other likes to like will dress up with you. And I was like, no, like, he likes this too. Like, I don't make him do this. Like, this is something that he likes to do as well, that he liked to do before he even met me, and now we get to do it together, and it's special for us, which is just, it's just kind of funny to me. But yeah, he likes to do that too. I am just, like, more public about it, I guess. Like, he doesn't have his Instagram or YouTube or anything. He only does that stuff because, like, I actually ask him to. He doesn't like to be as involved. He likes to be behind the camera for those things, but not necessarily in front of it. That was really special for us. We had one of our good friends do the photography for that, who's also a friend that we made, doing the historical reenactment stuff, and that was fantastic. I'll link their page below in case you're interested in getting some lovely photos made as well. So for our engagement photo shoot, I chose the 1880s, which I had just wanted a bustle dress. And okay, so, like, I had, like, this whole, like, storyline in my head about, like, okay, so if we met at this historical reenactment, then it'll be, like, so many years later, and then it will be, anyway, I had a whole storyline that went with it being the 1880s as well in my head, and also I just wanted a bustle dress, and also Stephen had gotten me a dearest ring, a Victorian dearest ring for Christmas that year. So I kind of based the dress around this dearest ring and how I wanted to incorporate the colors of the dearest ring, what that symbolized to me, what that symbolized to our relationship, into this dress and into his outfit. So I wanted to use all of the colors in it to signify the different colors in the dearest ring. And if you aren't sure what I'm talking about, or you just want a refresher, I will link everything down below. I think I have a whole playlist about the making of the dress, the making of the petticoat to go under the dress. That's also something I focused on this year, was making, like, the support structures to go under my dresses, because those are so important. And I really wanted to focus on that to make the dress the best that it possibly can be. So really having those undergarment structures is so important, and really it gives another dimension to the dress, and it adds to, like, the overall presentation of the dress. So that's something I focused on this year too, is really building from the ground up different outfits, and also different eras that I had not previously explored. So I really hadn't explored the 1880s all that much. I had made maybe one other 1880s dress, and I was just really interested in doing this. I saw a dress from the Philadelphia Museum of Art that was in their historic costuming collection, and I fell in love, and I thought, like, oh, I want to remake this dress. It is so pretty. And therefore my engagement dress was born, and this whole idea for the engagement shoot, and the photos are beautiful. I treasure them, and it's such a happy memory from a year that had a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but it's a very happy memory from this year, and I treasure that so much. So the next thing I made was an 1860s toddler dress for my little niece for her first historical reenactment, and she is so precious. And the dress thankfully fit. I did not necessarily know, like, they sent me measurements, and I was like, I'm going to try to make this dress, even though I've never made kids clothes before. I don't think I had made anything that was, like, child clothing related. Like, I made things for kids, like blankets. I had never made, like, an outfit for a child. So that was fun. That was something new for me as well. Found this fantastic pattern from Fig Leaf Patterns about toddler dresses. Had so much information about the history of toddler dress, and what this dress was based off an original that was in her collection, and it was fantastic information. Like, the whole booklet that comes with the pattern, beautiful booklet, so much information. There were lots of choices within the pattern to, like, really help you make it your own. So I really liked the choices that I made and how they turned out to be such a cute little outfit for my niece. And oh my gosh, y'all, I got to see her over Christmas, and she's starting to be able to say my name, but she calls me Ari. And that's whenever it's like we bonded. We read a lot of books about Thomas the Train, and we also like to go and be pushed on the swing set. And oh my gosh, she's just so cute. When she couldn't see me, she would just go like, Ari, Ari, and I just ran. Whenever she called me, I was just like, hello, and Marie's here to love you. She's so precious. And I get to see her a fair amount, but not like, you know, it's not every day. She doesn't live in the same state as me, so it's so precious. I was glad I got to spend that time with her and make her her first little historical dress, make her a little future historian, because she's so precious. So, of course, the toddler dress was a smaller project. Like, literally, it was just a small project. It was for a toddler. It was just, like, physically small project. And I was surprised by how much fabric it doesn't take. I was like, oh, like, you only need, like, a yard for this toddler outfit? Yes, because the toddler is small. It might have been, like, a yard and a half or two, depending on what you wanted. If you wanted to make the little jacket, but I didn't make the little jacket because I was making it for her in the summer. She did not need a jacket. Yeah, but so that was a physically small project. The next project I did was very involved. I might have made it a little bit more involved than it had to be because I decided to make all of the underlayers that went with it that I did not have and really wanted to have to make the dress look just perfect like how I wanted it. So that was the Outlander collab that I did with Caroline of D'Ambrosio Designs. Be sure to go check out her channel if you have not, because I challenged her to make another dress from Outlander and she challenged me to make Claire's dress that she wears to the gathering. So Claire's gathering dress, and I did a little bit of my own like spin on it, my own interpretation. I used tartan that was closer to my fiance's family's tartan, or like one of the ones that he's descended from, or most closely descended from, Clan Campbell. So I got tartan that kind of looked like Clan Campbell. It was not perfect because Joann's only has so many plaids to choose from, or so many tartans to choose from, and I got as close as I could get without breaking the bank, because I could get like really nice expensive tartan, but that costs a lot of money, so I didn't do that. But also it's kind of like a nice, like for me to like make a dress to where I'm just like, I'm going to be a part of this family, so I'm just like, I get to use their tartan, and like that was also kind of like symbolic to me, and like me sewing it to like kind of like making myself, you know, like something that was representative of joining their family. And I made it a little bit more historically accurate than the dress from the show. It is not by any means like purely authentic or like purely historically accurate, because I don't think that exists, and I used a sewing machine, but I made it, the cut and style, a little bit more to my liking of historically accurate than more like cosplay accurate, just because that's how I wanted to do things. So also that showed a little bit more with my fabric choices and the way I did the stomacher as well. And I embroidered the stomacher, because now with every project, since I have an embroidery machine, I feel like I just want to use it because it's so fun, and it adds like my own like fun little special touches to those dresses. But for the Outlander collab for Claire's gathering dress, I also made an under petticoat, which I had not made for my 18th century kit yet, and I also embroidered that. And then I also made a bum pad, and then of course I made the over petticoat, the gown, which I used an English gown for, and the stomacher that goes with the gown. And I really like how it turned out, and it's a lot of fun to have that. And I've thought about even wearing it to like a Highland festival or something, because I think that would be fun to go to, versus just like another like a historical ball or something. Or I don't know, I want another place to wear it to, because I haven't gotten to wear that one to an event, of course, because there's like not events going on really in 2021 either. A little more than 2020, because like we figured out some things, but not near as many as I'm used to, which has been hard. because I liked going to events and they're fun and I like seeing friends, but alas, maybe 2022 will be better for that. We'll see. The last thing I made in 2021 was this apron, this 1940 style Christmas apron as part of a collab that I did with Horizon Cosplay, and then a couple other people joined our collab, the collab as well, and I have a whole playlist that will be linked below, so go ahead and check that out. I love seeing everyone's like different take on their holiday apron. I went for a very like traditional Christmas theme with the red and the green and the little white frillies. I really like this one. It also looks like a nice little pinafore dress when I put it with this dress here. Also, this tiara looks really good with it. I think just the whole look, and I'm really digging it. I think it's fun. Which this was again a nice little simple project because I was working on like wedding dress stuff, and also I just had been like so busy at work to where like I didn't have like I could make something that was fun and kind of simple, but I didn't want to like make something like my wedding dress, which was like a little bit more stressful sewing, because I just want it to be so perfect. And also I'm like kind of scared. I'm like, what if I put so much work, time and effort into this and then I don't like how it looks? Also, I was using this pattern from Butterick and oh my goodness, it's the worst. I hated it. I had to do a whole different pattern in the bodice mock-up. So I did like basically 2 bodice mock-ups because the first one did not work. But anyway, I'm going to make a whole video about just the mock-up process because the mock-up process was also kind of my designing process. Like I designed it. I'll have a video about that. And then I did a mock-up in which my design changed again. And then I'm not sure what the final dress is going to look like. Really not sure. We'll find out together. So be sure to stay around for all of that wedding content that will be coming up in 2022. That is so weird to say. I've been saying like, oh, I'm getting married in 2022, and it sounds so far off until I realize it's not. I'm really excited to be able to share all of the wedding sewing with y'all. You're such a part of my life here on the YouTubes, and I really appreciate that, and thank you again to people who have supported me on Ko-fi as well. I really appreciate that like so much. I never expected such generosity from people I've never met, but I've met through, I never met in real life, but I've met through this online community. And I just really appreciate that. Coming up in 2022, honestly, there's just going to be a lot of wedding content, as that has been what's been consuming my life lately. Lots of wedding sewing content. I, of course, am going to continue on trying to make my dress and seeing how that goes. We'll find out. I don't know what it's going to look like. We'll find out together, and we'll find out if I wear it to my wedding or not, if I like it. We're also going to find out what my Flower Girls dresses look like. I'm going to attempt to sew those. I'm not, that's like one of those things where I'm like, if I have time, I will do that. But if not, I will just buy them. The last things I need to make for my wedding, besides my like dress that I get, my white dress, like the classic like walk down the aisle dress, is Steve and I are doing a Ren Fair themed rehearsal dinner, and I was going to make us some outfits, pieces to go with some of our other Ren Fair stuff, for that event. So like specially made for said event, and I'm very excited about it. It's going to be very like it's like Ren Fair themed, which means like we're not doing a historical reenactment. It's kind of more historically inspired, fantastical fantasy, old-timey things. But I'm going to take some historical elements to kind of bring about what I want to have happen. So I've been looking at a lot of medieval manuscripts and looking at medieval wedding customs, as well as like kind of Renaissance fair, like, you know, Renaissance fair. It's kind of like a mix of medieval and Renaissance that you kind of smash together, depending on which fair you go to. So I think Stephen and I's outfits are going to be a little bit more medievally themed than Renaissance themed. But who cares? It's my wedding. I can do what I want. So I'm looking forward to that. And also I looked up some like food customs too that we're going to kind of like do at the rehearsal dinner. And I think I'm going to try to do a video on that. Or at least I'm going to ask some of my friends, you know who you are if you're watching this, try to like film something so there'll be like a general overview of like Ren Fair themed rehearsal dinner. But that's what I need to make. My dress, rehearsal dinner dress, and Stephen's doublet, Flower Girl dresses. You know, I got like 2 months, it's fine. I'm just going to be sewing so much sewing. So like I said, if you don't see me for the next couple of months, it's because I am working on getting married, and I'll return at some point after that with a lot of wedding content. So thank you so much for spending 2021 with me. I look forward to a lot of really interesting projects in 2022. I have some other things in the works as well that are very exciting plans, some collabs with some other YouTube channels and the such once I get married. So a little farther along in 2022. But I'm super excited about all of that. Thank you again so much. I know I feel like I just keep saying thank you, but like seriously, thank you for watching my channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope you all have a fantastic new year, a happy and healthy 2022. So until the next time I post a video, please take care of yourselves, love yourselves, make sure you're drinking enough water and getting enough sleep, and I'll see you later. Bye.